Hello everyone, it's so good to be here yet again. Of course, I'm going to represent this polo shirt today of all occasions. No, I don't plan for these things, especially so soon after that Silent Hill 2 video, but no matter, I digress. I just got back from the cinema after seeing A Real Pain. This is the latest film from Jesse Eisenberg, and not only does he act in this film in one of the main roles, he also writes, produced, and directed this film. So I really love how he just went above and beyond the Call to Duty on this project specifically. And no, this isn't his directorial debut. This is his second film. Previously in 2022, he made a film called When You're Done Saving the World. Frankly, I haven't heard about it until today, so I guess one day I'll have to check it out. But in any case, it's always interesting seeing an actor go behind the camera, or in this case, both behind and in front of the camera, which arguably is even harder. So it is something that inherently got me interested in this film. And add on top of it, it also happens primarily in Poland. So for a brief synopsis of this film, here we have two cousins, David, played by Jesse Eisenberg, and Benji, played by Kieran Culkin. So they get together at an airport after not having seen each other for a while, which is made apparent from their dialogue at the beginning of the film at the airport. Right from the start, you can instantly tell that Benji is a bit of a live wire character. In any case, they embark on this trip to Poland for a couple of reasons. The main reason being that their grandma, who passed away not too long ago, they want to see what her family home was like back when she lived there. So they truly are there to primarily honor her memory. But there's also this double purpose pilgrimage as Jews, where they get to see the remains of concentration camps and also just get a better sense of their family history, or in the case of specifically for Benji, to experience something real. And I do generally love how the title of the film integrates itself into the film's thematics on several different layers. One obvious way of interpreting it is the very real pain and horror of the Holocaust itself. There's no question about that. There's also the very real pain of having lost a loved one, a family member, in this case their grandmother. I think that's something a lot of people could relate to. And then there's the very real pain of personal troubles that are buried deep within. And in fact, Benji's character, who at first glance seems very charismatic, boisterous, and loud, and he's kind of the life of the party, though that is undoubtedly true, you can see that that's kind of a mirage and a bit of a mask in some ways. If you look deep in his eyes, you can tell that there's a tortured soul living beneath the surface layer. And finally, once again, around Benji's character, he's a real pain in the ass too. There are countless examples of that in the film. I won't spoil them all for you, but just that moment at the Warsaw Uprising Monument, that scene on paper you would think would never work, but somehow they pull it off brilliantly in this film, as wrong and as awkward and as uncomfortable as it may be, which speaks to the quality of the screenwriting and acting. Not only the acting prowess of the two main leads here, but also all the supporting cast, who are each great in their own unique ways. Mind you, in subtle and unexpected ways. In any case, Benji's character undoubtedly can be very explosive, loud, and a little bit too intrusive at times. It can be a little shocking and, I dare say, scary. But even as explosive and as shocking as those moments may be, they end up being surprisingly revealing and prove to be genuinely thought-provoking. Maybe not in the immediate moment, but us as an audience and even some of the characters in the film, after we let that moment simmer for a little bit and we revisit it in mind, we realize, hey, you know what, the guy kind of had a point on a few things, even if the way he brought it was super inappropriate and kind of rude, to put it lightly. Yeah, Benji's character truly is completely unfiltered and just doesn't censor any of his emotions. There's something incredibly raw about Kieran Culkin's performance, and he's just off the charts amazing in this film. And though Kieran Culkin's performance is without question the highlight of the film, I don't want to throw any shade at Jesse Eisenberg, for example, who not only is wearing several hats, once again writing, directing, producing, and acting in this film, but even him as an actor obviously doesn't have the extremities, these high highs and low lows like Benji's character does. He, on the other hand, has a very understated and subtle dramatic purpose in this film. And actually some of the most poignant and, I dare say, heartbreaking dramatic moments of the film are reserved for Jesse's character. So there is this very interesting yin and yang balance that they have over here, because clearly these two cousins are as different as they could possibly be. So it really is an incredible balancing act as a director and also as a screenwriter. So top marks in that regard. But truly, Kieran Culkin gives a frankly Oscar-worthy performance. 2024 is not yet over, and there is quite a stiff competition even as is, but I gotta say, this is probably one of the best male performances I've seen all year long. And I have a feeling that I won't be the only one thinking that. There's an incredible range of these emotional extremities, while also dramatically speaking is absolutely walloping in its power. The drama of this film is oftentimes a little bit too much. It's like literally on the razor's edge of just tipping into the red territory of just, oh no, this is going way too far. But it actually works, and it's a genuinely hilarious film. When I was at the cinema, people were letting out giant guffaws while watching the film. Not these meek little chuckles here and there. which is quite a testament once again to the acting and screenwriting, because keep in mind that the historical backdrop of this film is the fucking Holocaust, for crying out loud. That and comedy don't usually mix all too well together, but here they knocked it out the park somehow. And as a brief note on Poland itself, me being Polish, it does bring back a lot of memories from my time having visited that country and my family. Though Lublin is the city that I don't know very well, it is a gorgeous location to choose for film. And I was also kind of surprised that there wasn't all that much spoken Polish in the film, which there is a very pertinent comment that Benji brings up at one point towards their tour guide. A really great and spicy dramatic moment that resonates quite strongly for me. But nonetheless, there's still at least one moment in the film that features some Polish language that I found to be very amusing. There's a lot more going on here than you might initially perceive, so it is a genuinely surprising and hilarious drama. And it's also super short. It clocks in at 90 minutes, and even for all its brevity, it loses none of its substance. Truly, this is a rather remarkable film. I'd say at least an 8.5 out of 10, maybe even a 9. This is kind of fantastic. Once again, a major highlight of the year in terms of acting and screenwriting. I love this. So with all that being said, wishing you and your loved ones nothing but the best. Take care and talk to you soon.